The room was spotless, silent, and designed to intimidate. Glass walls, steel chairs, men in tailored suits watching every move like judges at a final trial. At the center of it all stood a black CEO who had spent 2 decades building an empire from nothing. This meeting was supposed to be historic, a multi-billion-dollar partnership, a handshake that would make headlines. He extended his hand calmly, professionally. Across the table, the woman didn't move. She looked at his hand, then at his face, and raised her palm instead. "I don't shake hands with people like you." The sentence didn't echo. It didn't need to. The air changed instantly. A few executives froze. One man's jaw tightened. Another stared at the table as if the wood grain suddenly mattered more than what just happened. No one defended him. No one challenged her. Power has a way of making silence feel mandatory. The CEO paused for half a second. Then he slowly lowered his hand. No anger, no raised voice, no argument. He simply nodded, closed his folder, and stood up. "I think we're done here," he said, and he walked out. To her, it felt like victory. She was the gatekeeper. Her firm controlled funding, access, approvals. People feared losing her support. As the door shut behind him, she leaned back in her chair, confident she had put him in his place. That night, she celebrated. The next morning, the first sign of trouble appeared before sunrise. A junior analyst noticed unusual movement in the markets. Nothing dramatic yet, just withdrawals, quiet ones. By 8 a.m., phones were ringing nonstop. A major investor had pulled out of a joint venture. No warning, no explanation, just a clean exit. Then another deal was paused. Then a supplier backed out. By the opening bell, their stock began to slide. She rushed into the office demanding answers. Executives scrambled. Lawyers were summoned. PR teams drafted statements blaming market uncertainty. But the market wasn't uncertain. It was decisive. By midday, over $1 billion had vanished. By late afternoon, the number became impossible to ignore. $2.4 billion. Gone. Not stolen. Not hacked. Not leaked. Withdrawn. Behind closed doors, the truth surfaced piece by piece. The CEO she dismissed wasn't dependent on their approval. He was connected to a vast network of investors and suppliers and global partners who trusted him deeply. People who noticed how he was treated, people who believed respect mattered more than ego. No public accusation was made, no lawsuit was filed, no dramatic press conference, just phone calls, emails, decisions, legal decisions, ethical decisions, cold, professional decisions. Within days, the board demanded explanations. Shareholders wanted accountability. Media outlets asked uncomfortable questions. She tried to spin it as a misunderstanding. The board didn't buy it. A week later, she was asked to resign. The official reason was irreversible loss of confidence. No one mentioned the handshake. Across town, the CEO was asked about the collapse during a televised interview. He smiled calmly. "I hope they recover," he said. "Business is built on trust and respect. Without those, numbers don't mean much." That single clip exploded online. Millions watched it. Not because he celebrated, but because he didn't. People replayed the story again and again, not as revenge, but as a lesson. Power doesn't always shout, it doesn't always humiliate, and it doesn't always respond in the moment. Sometimes real power simply walks away and lets consequences arrive on schedule. The handshake wasn't about skin color, it wasn't even about manners, it was about dignity. And when she refused to offer it, she didn't just insult a man. She underestimated the cost of disrespect, because in today's world, influence travels fast, reputation travels faster, and arrogance travels straight to the balance sheet. $2.4 billion disappeared overnight, not because of a market crash, not because of bad luck, but because someone thought respect was optional. And that's the part no one forgets.